Padre, il Figlio e lo Spiritus malomis celestis delenda est. Antichristus, il Figlio de Satanas, infestis summa.
Obviously, that's part of that's our shtick. That's what we do. We wanted to be anonymous in order for people to fully enjoy the show, because we want people to concentrate on the entertainment that we're doing, not who we are as persons. Obviously, that is also a naive, sort of idealistic way of seeing it, and that looked so much better on paper 4 or 5 years ago, whereas obviously it's in human nature to want. I know everything about every band that I like, basically, and I've been consuming literature and biographies and every sort of information that I could possibly find about most of the things that I like. So I understand perfectly well why people want to know who we are and all that. But I think that as time goes by, I think that now when we've made 2 records that have had some sort of significance, I don't think that it's detrimental in the future if people might know who we are. I think that just because we are not facially synonymous with our band anyways, I don't think it's a big deal. I know Chris Martin. I know what he looks like. If you ask me, can you remember how the guitar player in Coldplay looks? I can't really remember. I don't really remember his name either. And I'm a Coldplay fan. So I think that it doesn't really matter, even if people would know our names, even if there were pictures of the band somewhere. I don't think that we would be big enough. I don't think that we are interesting enough to be like commonly known faces. Whereas Popeye's the figure. He's the one that we put out there for people to concentrate on. He's the star, not us. What we are doing is not extreme. We have seen and done way worse than that. Stuff like that wasn't really obviously in the plan. It's never in the plan of any band to have that sort of problem. And we never really thought about, obviously those manufacturers that used to print up fucking country Bible Disney shit. So obviously they're going to react. But we never thought about it until it happened. But when it happened, it was like, oh yeah, of course. They never minded the inverted crosses. It was never the blasphemy, because obviously they couldn't read that. They couldn't fucking get that. But a tit and an ass and a vagina, labia. Oh, that's the shit that gets people really, really angry. There are a lot of fans that have done what might be referred to as being crazy, but a lot of them are it's actually quite nice. They travel around the world to come and see us, and they want to give us stuff, and they want to, most of them want very little in return, which is obviously preferred. Some might have traveled halfway around the globe and then get really pissed off because we failed to do a meet and greet or something that we never scheduled. And that's sort of beyond our control, and we cannot accommodate anybody and everybody. Obviously, we have our own agenda, we have our own schedule, we have our own routines, and some people might react negatively on that, but generally most of our fans are extremely supportive and great. looking back on it now, it seems a bit naive thinking that all the things that we had in mind would sort of materialize on a smaller label, because a lot of the things that we had in mind of achieving was very much based upon doing our show on a bigger scale, and if you are on a label that specialize in sort of distributing eclectic music to very limited and very closed amount of people, that is obviously not a good way to go to a broader forum, if you want to call it that. The core intent was never to appeal to a shitload of people. The core intent was to do a grand ass show. But that goes hand in hand with appealing to a shitload of people, because otherwise you can't do a big show. Well, upon recording a new record, it might be a good idea to change labels. And our old label was also we were in an agreement that maybe it's not a wise idea for them to, hire a lot of people in order to just accommodate us. Rise Above did very well being just 2-3 persons, because that's how many persons you need to accommodate all their other bands. So it was sort of mutual that let's take Ghost, go somewhere else. Obviously, they are making something out of that, so better for them, because all the Rise Above bands are in a better situation right now. So I think it was a win-win situation. For a starting round for us, being on Rise Above was in itself a dream come true. So that was an amazing time, but we needed to progress. Otherwise, we would not have gotten where we are right now. And this is just one step closer to where we're going. So the idea has always been to be able to produce a big theatrical show that is way more theatrical than we are doing now. And there are definitely a lot of things that we can develop into a greater and more exciting live act to see. And in order to be able to fulfill a lot of those ideas and turn that dream into a reality, we need to grow. We still have a lot of things that we want to accomplish with Ghost in terms of aesthetic. All the aesthetic reasons, the aesthetic mission is still very vibrant and something that is sort of still as pure as it was before anybody even knew what Ghost was, when it was just something, a work in progress that was supposed to be announced. And there are still a lot of things from the conception of the band project, sort of, that are still unfulfilled, which feels very much like a mission, of course, because, as most people, were result driven, and the further you go, the more things that you sort of accomplish. It's very natural to be even more driven to further results, because whatever is going on right now was an idea that maybe was very actual 1 year ago. So right now, when we're sitting here and we're sort of accomplishing things that was on paper and was being planned some time ago, we are somewhere else. And to quit at the right time, that's the big finale. When it's at its zenith, that's when you quit.